Welcome back this morning. We are so glad to be catching up with award-winning actor Jason Biggs.
You, of course, know him best from the classic coming-of-age comedy American Pie and Netflix's Orange is the New Black. Well, now Jason Biggs is making his directorial debut in a movie called Untitled Home Invasion Romance.
And it is filled with layers of mystery in this. It is a comedy thriller about an actor who stages a break-in to impress his wife that turns out all too real when a murder goes down. Take a look.
I don't know how many times I have to say this. I've never met that man before in my entire life.
Kevin was talking with the victim at the bar. He was speaking Italian or something. He said he was looking for the bathroom.
Can I change one of my answers?
Jason Biggs, welcome. If only you had thought about maybe not being seen with the victim right before.
Yeah, that was
good.
yeah. In hindsight,
Yes.
hindsight's
You know
2020.
what?
You know,
it makes for interesting television.
Yeah, exactly right.
So this was twists on twists. Presumably, the premise of this is your character Kevin was trying to impress his wife,
yes,
right? But not with a candle at dinner, not with a getaway,
no,
by staging an intrusion.
Yeah,
it did not go as planned.
Yeah, he went a little extra, as the kids say, and so yeah, he puts together this cockamamie plan to take her away, not just take her away, but to stage a fake break-in with one of his acting school buddies, and they write this whole script and put this whole plan together, and of course, you know, the best laid plans, everything goes wrong, and yeah, someone ends up dead, and
more than someone.
a couple people end up dead through the course of the movie, and yeah, my character ends up being a suspect in a murder investigation. And so, but it's, yeah, I mean, you guys saw it. It's dark and weird and has the thriller components, but I think at its core, it's a comedy, I think there's still, where we could, we layered in the jokes and the levity where it felt appropriate. And yeah, so it's kind of just this weird kind of fun,
And don't forget, a romance at the heart of it.
And a romance, exactly.
There's really something for everybody here.
It's all in the title. It's really it's all there. Yeah. It's all there.
But did you have more fun in front of the camera or behind it in terms of your directorial debut here?
Yeah, it's a good question. I really, the headline for me is I really enjoyed directing and I want to do it again. I think maybe next time I might take more of a back seat if I get to direct again. I think I might either do a smaller part, maybe no part. I think the highlights for me truly were, being, at the Video Village and watching a scene that I was not in, where I could really sort of just really watch the actors and actresses and really give them thoughtful notes. And not that I couldn't do that when I was in the scene with them, but, there's just an added layer that obviously, makes it a little bit more difficult. But I loved it. Listen, I love acting, and there was a point, I will say, I'm not going to lie, there was a point during pre-production when things got really, really stressful, and I was like, you know what? Can we just cast somebody else? Can we, I'm going to call, for a minute, I was like, you know what? Why don't we, and I went through some actors who I'm friends with, and I was like, I'm just going to call so-and-so. I'm just going to get him to come in. Come on, please, can I do that? And they're like, no, you're doing this. You're going to be great. So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That's so interesting to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, so we mentioned American Pie. Almost 30 years since. Crazy. But what we really want to talk about is the relationship with you and your on-screen dad. Because you have talked before about, there you are, the advice. You even called it going to the Eugene Levy School of Comedy.
Sure.
Tell us some things from him that have stuck with you.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that has really stuck with me over the years is, he really performs comedy like it's a drama, which is to say, he lets the scenarios and situations, circumstances, and the script, the lines, the dialogue, do the heavy lifting comedically, and he grounds it in reality as much as he can. So even if he's playing someone who's got two left feet, the idea is to play it as straight as possible. And there's something about that I believe makes it funnier
Yeah.
in a lot of ways. And so, and I took that even to my directing. I mean, again, this movie is tonally sort of all over the place, and it could be very broad, but I really wanted to keep it as sort of contained as possible, and let the sort of circumstances, the absurdity of some of the situations sort of do the heavy lifting for the laughs, right? So yeah, anyway, but also he's just the best guy in the world, and he taught me so much about improvisation, and you'd be surprised about he can make improvisation. You'd be surprised at how much thought goes into it beforehand. He will improvise in a scene, in the moment, what have you, but the bulk of his improvisation comes before in rehearsal. Yeah. And so he's kind of rewriting the script through improvisation, and by the time you see it on screen, he's done that take a few times and mastered it.
Wow.
But anyway,
so cool
he's brilliant.
It's a special relationship. Yeah. We'll be hanging out and waiting for American Pie 5.
Hey, I'm hanging out waiting for it as well, Sam. So yeah, let's go.
Jason Biggs, congrats on your directorial debut,
so
my friend.
Thank you very much.
You can also catch Untitled Home Invasion Romance on Hulu starting on August 1st.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.